Sorry, here we go. Share this one. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Thank you for that confirmation.
Yes.
Great. Okay, so, all right, let's start out with our agenda. So again, thank you guys for all bearing with us as we figured out those just recording issues. We'll be going over a couple things today. First off, the course structure. So what are the different components of the course support. So who can you lean on during your time here at Springboard? Tips for success. So what we feel differentiate between students who are super successful and with students who might struggle a bit more. Next step, so what to expect before Monday, as well as that Q&A session. And I realized I kind of just skipped ahead of the game just to, try to be mindful of everyone's time here, but we will be able to participate in a little fun activity later on. Okay.
Hey Liz, just super quickly, I think you're in presenter view, so I can see your notes here and not the full presentation page. Perfect.
Thank you.
No problem.
Oh man. Okay, let's see. Let me just try this again. Stop share screen. Okay. Sorry, let me just try this again and refresh. All right. Okay. Can you still see my notes? Or can you only see the screen?
Your view is good.
You're good.
Okay, thank you guys. Wow, when it rains, it really pours, huh? Okay. All right. So where are we? Okay, course structure. So there are, let me just make sure we have everything loaded here. Okay, so many different components here, and I'll do just a quick overview of each one. So first off, this is a curated project/lab-based curriculum. And by curated, we mean that we have carefully selected from top-notch resources again, a variety of different resources, including compelling videos, as well as articles from industry professionals to enhance your learning. And then our course development team has also worked with top hiring managers to really figure out what are those in-demand and necessary skills that these hiring managers look for when they look to hire within the cybersecurity industry. And we've built that into the curriculum as well. And then the second half is that this is a project lab-based curriculum. So here at Springboard, we really believe in learning by doing. And these labs and mini projects are a really great opportunity for you guys to gain that hands-on experience and practice on real-world scenarios. These labs are handpicked by our subject matter experts. And again, they're just designed to help you apply the material that you've learned in a real-world context. Next up, we have our online Slack community. So if you haven't already joined Slack, there will be instructions on how to join in the first unit. And then we will also be creating a cohort specific channel for you guys to meet chat about the course, maybe create study groups, and just make you feel like, or the Slack community is just a really great way to connect with other students and just to know that you're not alone in this self-paced course. Next up, we have our weekly office hours. So these will be every Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. They're hosted by a cybersecurity mentor. And this is a great opportunity to ask technical questions to a mentor in a live setting that is outside of your weekly mentor calls. And it's also a really great way to interact with other students as well and to hear what questions other students are coming with. Next up, we have our weekly 30-minute one-on-one mentor calls. So you will be matched with a cybersecurity industry expert by Friday. These calls are a mandatory part of the course. And your mentor, you'll be working with them pretty intimately. You're meeting with them once a week for 6 months. So they'll really get they will have a really good understanding of your strengths and weaknesses as you both work together through this course. And they are there for curriculum support, technical support, as well as industry guidance and insight on what it's like to work in the cybersecurity industry. Next up, we have our on-demand mentors. So if you're wondering, like, how can I get additional mentor support outside of my mentor calls, because your mentor calls only happen once a week, on-demand mentors are a really great way to get those additional mentor calls in. If you have more questions about the content, or again, if you have just additional technical questions that you don't want to wait for your weekly one-on-one mentor, then the on-demand mentor is a really great resource for you to use. The way you can book a call with an on-demand mentor is via the curriculum. It'll be in your mentor tab, and there will be a slide on that in a little bit. But essentially, these on-demand mentors, it is at least a 24-hour minimum scheduling turnaround. And then you will be randomly matched with a mentor depending on the availability for that week. So you are not able to choose which on-demand mentor that you're able to work with. So I would suggest that you keep your the course-specific questions to your mentor, and then the general industry questions that maybe have less of a personal touch. Those questions can go to the on-demand mentors. And then additionally, we also are offering TA support for this course. So if you're wondering, if I have a quick question on the curriculum, I don't want to wait 24 hours for an on-demand mentor, and I don't want to wait till my weekly call, then TA support is the way to go. So TAs are available Monday through Friday between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Pacific time. And again, they're very intimate with our curriculum, so therefore they are there for quick curriculum help, and you can also ask them technical questions as well. These TAs are cybersecurity professionals. And then last but not least, we have our career coaches. So unlike your weekly one-on-one mentors, you are not assigned one specific career coach. Rather, there is a team of career coaches that you're able to choose from. So there are career units embedded into the curriculum, and after each career unit, you will be prompted to book a career coach call, and then you can choose which career coach that you'd like to work with. All right, so next up are the completion requirements. So you will need to complete 100% of the curriculum within 6 months or less, and that means submitting and passing all projects, which includes your labs, the capstone project, your mock exams, the CompTIA exam, and your career projects, as well as passing all 3 mock interviews and 7 coaching calls. Excuse me. So I know that this might seem like a lot to keep track of, but don't worry, we have built this dashboard for you to monitor your progress. And this you can also see in the projects tab. Once you submit a mini project, it will either say passed or revise or resubmit based on whether or not your mentor has reviewed that specific project. So if you're wondering how to get to that dashboard, if you go to your curriculum, you will see this My Progress widget, and you can click on those arrows next to projects or mock interviews, and it will take you to that dashboard. So this is just a really good tool to help keep track of your pace and just to ensure that you're on track to complete in those 6 months. Okay, so this is just a quick overview of your dashboard. We have the progress tab where you can click in and monitor your progress. That will also take you to that dashboard. You can schedule your unlimited mentor calls via this mentor call tab right there. You can also connect with the Slack community via the community tab. It'll take you directly to the cybersecurity Slack. And then we also have a lot of really great FAQs in the student guide. So if you have a question about the course, I would suggest you start there because it is most efficient, and we house a lot of really great information in this student guide. All right, so this is just an overview of your course timeline. So you will have up to 6 months to complete the course. So that means 100% completion by the end of month 6. So if you were to work on this course consistently, over the 6 months, you should be completing around 16% per month. At a minimum, we would suggest that you work on the course at least 15 hours per week. And in order to get that 16% per month, we would suggest you try to make at least 4 to 5% progress each week. So again, I know this is a lot to keep track of, but we will be sending you goals and milestones to help you stay on track within the first month and to help you build up that momentum. So one thing to keep in mind here, we know this is like a very intensive 6-month program. So we do offer additional breaks and after month 1. And if you have any additional questions on that, please feel free to reach out to me, and I'd be happy, to walk you through what those breaks are and how they work. And then one thing I just want to point out here is that the course starts on Monday, which is March 8th, and the full refund period ends after 1 week. So the full refund period will end Sunday, March 15th at 11:59 p.m. So please, get familiar with the curriculum, click around, make sure that this course is right for you. Before that full refund period ends. Okay. So course support. What are we here for? First off, student advisor. So I'm here for anything involving the student experience. So that can be progress check-ins, goal setting, accountability partner, maybe some time management tips. Essentially, I'm here to help you figure out what tools that you need to move through the course in order to ensure that you're feeling set up for success and feeling supported and set up for success. The support team, you can reach out to them at support@springboard.com, and they're here to help with any sort of billing inquiries, course tool access, as well as reporting bugs or errors that you might find in the curriculum. And their turnaround is 24 hours, so you can expect a response from the support team within a day, or at least around a day time. Okay, so next up we have our mentors. So again, your mentors will be coming soon. I will be matching you with a cybersecurity professional by this Friday. And they're here to help with any sort of technical questions. They're here to provide feedback, give you general industry guidance, and you will meet with them every week via Skype for 30 minutes. Next up, we have our on-demand mentoring or unlimited mentor calls. So again, you can schedule an on-demand mentor call via that mentor tab in your dashboard. And they're here for, again, technical support, but you will be randomly paired with a mentor based on their availability. And again, it's a minimum 24-hour turnaround. Next up are the TAs. So the TAs, again, they're there for technical support. You can chat with them via that blue bubble in the bottom right corner of your curriculum. And again, they're very intimate with the curriculum, so I would suggest any type of curriculum specific questions, whether it be clarification around instructions, or maybe just explaining a concept that you didn't understand in a video. I would suggest that you reach out to the TA support since they have the quickest turnaround. Again, they're available Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific time. And again, that is a 30-minute turnaround. And even if you reach out to them outside of those hours, they will get back to you the following day whenever they're in office. Okay, and then one final thing to note here is that we are really proud to have mentors that come from all around the world. So it is possible that your mentor might not be in the same time zone as you or even the same country. And a lot of our mentors, they're really passionate about mentoring. You know, they're working full-time jobs and this is something that they're just doing on the side. So we really just want to be mindful of their time. So if you know that you might need to cancel or reschedule, just please do so, you know, within at least 24 hours in advance. That way we can, again, just be mindful of their time as well. Okay, so next up we have our community manager. So our community manager is Jay James. He is also a cybersecurity mentor. So you can ask him any sort of technical questions, as well as technical questions about the course, as well as general cybersecurity industry questions. And you can reach out to Jay via Slack just by tagging him at Jay James. So the community manager, again, is like the TA support. It's he has a bunch of technical knowledge, but he lives in Slack. So the only way to reach out to him is via Slack. And then finally, our career coaches, you can schedule calls with them via the curriculum. So after every career unit, you will be prompted to book a career coach call. And they're here for career support, resume review, interview prep. Essentially, they're here to help guide you on your job search strategy. Okay. All right, pop quiz time. So if you guys have Slido open still, you can join by scanning this QR code. Let's see. I'll wait a minute or two for everyone to join. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay, first question. I don't understand the CIA model. Who can I reach out to help me better understand this? All right, so let's see, 50 of you guys said mentor weekly video call, 50 of you, 50% said all of the above. So the right answer is all of the above. all these levels of support do have that technical industry knowledge, so they can help you out. It just depends on how fast you might be looking for the answer. So if you are working on an exercise and you need to know this answer in order to finish the exercise, then I would suggest you reach out to the TAs. If this is something that you're okay with waiting a whole week before your next mentor call, then you can decide to wait and talk it over with your mentor during your mentor call. And then if you decide that you might want to talk to a different mentor sooner than your mentor call, then you can reach out to those on-demand mentors. Okay, next question. I'm not sure what specialization suits my interests and personality. Who could I talk to about this? All right, great job, guys. Your mentor will be the right level of support that you could talk to about this, because you are working closely with your mentor. You guys are meeting every week, and they will understand your strengths and weaknesses as you move through the course and work together. Okay, final question. So I'm looking for additional clarification on the mini project in Unit 3. Who should I reach out to? All right, so we got a couple of different answers here. 60% of you are correct. The TAs would be the right avenue of support. The TAs, because they're very intimate with the curriculum, and they would be able to, get you that quick response that you're looking for. A student advisor, I'm not a cybersecurity expert. So while I am able to give you like study tips and time management tips, I, again, am not a cybersecurity professional. So unfortunately, I will not really understand the instructions, or be able to provide any additional clarification on the actual content in the curriculum. Your mentor, that is also a correct answer. It would just be a little longer of a turnaround. So I would recommend and suggest that if you have any course specific questions, that you go ahead and reach out to the TAs, because it will be the most efficient way to get those questions answered. Great job, Maddie. 3 out of 3. All right, so how can you make the most out of the course? So here's our first tip. So we found that students who complete at least 7%, so that's unit 3.5.3, by the end of the first month are twice as likely to complete. So one thing to note here is that 7% is, the minimum of what we would like to see you complete in month 1. Ideally, you would be progressing around 16 or 17% after month 1. And, again, this course is self-paced, and while there are no hard deadlines within 6 months, you are expected to finish 100% by 6 months. So that means, you can slice and dice the course however you'd like, but we would suggest you plan on working on the course a little bit each month. That way, you're not procrastinating till the end. So just a couple things that we like to encourage for you to establish those strong study habits is attending all of your mentor calls, taking a career coach call within the first month, speaking with me, your student advisor, as well as creating a study plan where you're completing around 3 to 5% each week. All right, tip number 2, so consistency is key. So integrating your coursework into your day-to-day life really will best support your learning and your progress. So establishing a routine really eliminates the need to decide when you'll get your work done, which will provide you with the opportunity to have more successful learning sessions. So one really great analogy that I like to think about is treat the course as you would brushing your teeth. So a little bit every day really leads to great dental hygiene. So working on this course a little bit every day really will get you to where you want to be, which is 100% completion by the end of 6 months. So we've seen that students who log on at least twice a day are the most successful. So that might mean logging on in the morning and logging on at night, or breaking it up however your schedule permits. But essentially, a little every day will take you a long way. Okay, so tip number 3, progress over perfection. So we really want to engage our growth mindset here. Learning takes time, so be patient with yourself. It's okay to make mistakes. As long as you're open to feedback and looking to improve, then you will continue to move forward. Don't slow down your progress worrying that every project needs to be absolutely perfect. So for example, your labs, you can actually work on those and submit them as many times as you want. So again, progress over perfection here. We don't want to get stuck on those units worrying about everything being right. It's important to always keep moving forward. And not all units are created equal. So some units will move quicker than others, and that is expected, and that is okay. Depending on your familiarity with the material, one unit might take you twice as long if you're less familiar, and another unit might take you, less as the other unit. If you're less familiar with the material, then it might take you even longer to complete that unit. And then finally, it's important to get an early start on understanding understanding how the CompTIA Security Plus exam works. And that means, diving into unit 3.3.3, where we really explain and outline how the scheduling works and how to prepare. Oh, okay. All right, so next up, managing your time. So it's important to prioritize your coursework. So again, just if we go back to our toothbrush analogy, if we treat it as the same level of priority, we will see results in the end. So 6 months does go by faster than you can imagine. So it's really important to schedule and protect your regular study time early on in the course. So that might mean blocking off your calendar, a couple hours in the morning and a couple of hours at night every day of the week to make sure, that you are building up those good habits, and therefore you're able to, build up some of that momentum as you move through the course. Setting goals and making progress every week. So consistency is key. A little will go a long way. Managing those interruptions and avoiding procrastination. And then again, if you get stuck, it's okay to skip ahead and keep moving forward so you can achieve that weekly goal. All right, so next up, we have our study plan tool. So this will help you set those weekly goals that we're talking about in the previous slide. So you can access this study plan via this clock next to the curriculum tab. And you're actually able to adjust this timeline depending on when you plan to complete the course. So you can adjust it from 4 to 6 months. And depending on your timeline, the study plan will suggest certain units to complete every week. Again, one thing to note here is that these estimates are estimates. So like I said before, if you are more familiar with the material, it might take you less time than the suggested estimate. And if you are less familiar with the material, it might take you twice the amount of time as the estimate, and that is okay. This tool is just a really great way to help you plan, to give you a general outline of what your week should look like. Okay, next tip. Develop your mentor relationship. So it's really important in your first call to go over your communication styles, your preferred feedback styles, essentially have that open and honest conversation with your mentor, so that way they can really help provide the mentorship support that you are looking for. It's also really important in your first call to establish goals and course pace. So letting your mentor know, like, hey, I plan to complete the course in 6 months, or I plan to complete the course in 4 months. That way they can keep that in mind when they are, giving you guidance around the course and the curriculum. So each mentor call, please ask for the help that you need. Our mentors, they're not mind readers, and they will need to adjust their mentorship style, again, to the level of support that you're looking for. So please have that open and honest conversation with them so they can provide that level of support that you're looking for. We would recommend that you get into a good habit of setting an agenda at least 24 hours in advance. That way you can make the most out of your weekly call, because that 30 minutes does tend to go by pretty fast. And then we would also ask that you go ahead and rate your mentor calls after every call, just to provide feedback. That way I can, see how your calls are going as well. And then finally, like I mentioned before, I would treat your mentor calls like any other type of professional appointment. So if you know that you need to cancel or if you're looking to reschedule, please do so at least 24 hours in advance. All right, next up are the tip around career units. So don't skip them. They are important as well. And it's almost like a nice change of pace from the technical units. So these career units are embedded into the curriculum, and you will be prompted to book a call after every career unit. And it's just important to start thinking about your job search strategy early on. And we've actually seen that 55% of students who get on a coaching call within their first month actually end up landing a job before they complete the course. And then the final thing here is to make sure that you have finished the career unit before scheduling your call. That way you're prepared to review that material once that call actually happens. Okay, and finally, we have the last tip: to engage with the support and community. So you will be able to meet your peers on Slack. You will also be able to speak with the community manager at J. James, who again is a cybersecurity professional, so you can ask him technical questions. And then Slack is also just a really great way to, interact with the other students in your cohort, talk about the course, or maybe create and join study groups. We also would suggest, again, that you book that career call in month 1, and that you attend office hours and really use those unlimited mentor calls, as much as possible. All right, so what happens next? 1, so start checking out the curriculum before your first mentor call. We would suggest you start looking through units 1, 2, and 3. Please go ahead and complete that student success survey if you haven't already. You will meet your mentor via email. I will be matching you by Friday, so you should be receiving an introduction email, and I would recommend that you go ahead and just email your mentor and just introduce yourself and let them know that you're excited to be working on the course with them. And then finally, we have, again, that 7-day refund period. It ends March 14th. So again, please, dive into the curriculum, click around, and really double check and ensure that this course is right for you. And then finally, so some students may have medical conditions or disabilities that could affect their learning at Springboard. So if this may apply to you, please reach out to me about accommodations. You can email me at advising@springboard.com. All right, so I know that was a lot of information, and again, I will be recording this and sending out the slides as well as the recording to you via email for you to reference, but I'd like to open up the floor for questions. If anyone has any, please feel free to unmute yourself, or I can also just read it via the chat as well.
Liz, where would we see the curriculum?
Yeah, great question. So you will have access to the curriculum starting Monday, which is the course launch date. So if you log in to just www.springboard.com, the login button will be at the top right corner. And once you log in, a screen will pop up. You'll see a dashboard, and one of the tabs on the top, I'm sorry, it's not a dashboard. At the top of the header, you'll see the curriculum tab.
And the dashboard's available there too?
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you.
Of course.
Hi, Liz. I have a question.
Sure.
If we waive the job guarantee, do we still need to pass the mock interview and CompTIA exam?
Great question. So if you waive the job guarantee, you will not have to pass the CompTIA exam. And then I can also send you just more detailed information around that. But essentially, you will only have to complete the technical parts of the curriculum. So you will not have to complete any of the career units or the career projects or the career calls. However, if you would still like to have career support, you are still able to book those career calls if you want. But essentially, you only need to focus on those technical units.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Sure.
And it's good to know it's CompTIA. Thanks.
Oh, got it. Thank you. Okay, I'm just looking through the chat.
Hey Liz, it's Brian here.
Hey.
My question for you is, so basically right now we would need to go onto Springboard, create an account, or is there an account already set up for us, or do we just go and create that ourselves?
Great question. So when you originally signed up to join Springboard, I assume you signed up via an email. Is that correct?
Correct, yeah.
Yep, so you should be able to sign in with that same email. And if you do end up running into issues, you can reach out to support@springboard.com. They will be able to assist you with that.
Great, thank you.
Thought I saw a question in the Slido. I'm going to try to find it. If you know that you posted a question in Slido and you want to go ahead and just voice it over or put it in the chat, that would be great as well.
Liz, I think the question in Slido was the one about the job guarantee and needing to, I think Biren maybe posted it, not totally sure, but I think you've already answered it, but let me know if that's not the case then.
Perfect. Yep, you're right. I was able to pull it up and it seems like we're good on that question. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and wrap it up since I know we are well over our scheduled time. Again, thank you all so much for bearing with me through those technical difficulties. And if you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to me at advising@springboard.com. I hope you all are very excited to get started on the course on Monday. I know I'm very excited to be part of this launch with you. And I will be sending out this recording and the slide deck after this session. So please, keep an eye out for that as well. All right. I hope you all have a great rest of your day and a great weekend.
You too.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Liz.
Thanks, guys.